What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 67 of EZPZ Podcast. My name is Sean Johnson. I've got a great cast for you this week. My favorite people in the entire world. My favorite people to have on the podcast. Joining me this week on this new episode of EZPZ 2.0, Nick.
I'm blushing. Hey, guys.
Yeah! Yo, we got an amazing episode here. We got Trey here.
Hey.
Because we're doing, I'm just talking right now. We're doing 2.0 right here. We all sound amazing. We all have our own mics. You know how many episodes we've done, Nick? We've done like almost 70 episodes, over 70 episodes of podcasts with a single USB mic. Now we all have, what are they called?
Condenser mics.
Condenser mics? Okay, yeah. Damn, dog!
No,
Trey troubleshooted this like earlier in the it sounded awesome.
It took us about an hour to set it up, but we got it.
Yeah. That's really cool of you guys to troubleshoot with me because, yesterday was a bad day for little Shawnee over here. I took my car in to get maintenance done on this random rattle I've been had. Okay, it's not random. I've had this rattle for a year. A year or two.
Yeah.
I took my car in and they said I needed new axle, new bullshit, new struts.
Axle. Oh my god.
Yeah, my entire my driver's side
That's not something Sean, Nick and I were talking if you know enough about cars, you can probably just fix just about anything. It's an axle, you need some shit.
Yeah,
dude.
The parts alone are $1,200. The labor is $800, so it's gonna cost me $2,000
across the whole car and
shit
your wheels.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Sure.
And I need new motor mounts. Okay, so that was my day yesterday, so I didn't get a chance to troubleshoot the podcast, but thankfully I have Trey and Nick here to do that with me, help me set it up. We got the mics here, like I said. So, we're tossing at you right now. We got EZPZ episode 67. Nick, what do we got on the docket?
A lot of music news, really. For
sure. Lineups, we got...
besties.
What's that?
Besties and parties.
Yeah,
all sorts of camaraderie and friendship building exercises.
Dude, Warped Tour is going to be tight. Are you actually going to go, Trey?
No.
Dude,
no, you should go.
Maybe. Where is it?
So
I haven't seen the lineup, to be honest.
So hold on,
because you posted that for the podcast.
There's some sick ones. Knuckle Puck's on there.
Sure, no, I love that.
Simple Plan, Knuckle Puck?
Simple Plan's on there.
I didn't know you liked Knuckle Puck.
A lot of good pop punk is on there.
Yeah, no, I love.
So this is Shakopee, Minnesota, right here. This is the lineup we got. So the headliner is 303.
Dude,
circa 2007.
So let me tell you, I hate half of those bands. Over half of them now.
So this Wildlife is pretty tight, but overall, Asking Alexandria is literally the worst band ever, dude. I hate those motherfuckers. So we got 4 Year Strong.
Oh my god, I'm going, dude. It's 4 Year. So look, 4 Year Strong.
You literally just tweeted 4 Year Strong lyrics this week.
Yeah, nonstop, dude. Those guys write really well. And then
so on Journey's Right Foot. The stage Journey's Right Foot. We got 4 Year Strong, Issues, Less Than Jake, all really solid bands. We
Less
got
Than Jake's one of my favorite bands.
Real Friends, Simple Plan, Tonight Alive is amazing, dude. That's Australian fucking female-led pop punk.
I love that shit.
For sure.
Lemuria and the Adventures and that kind of shit. Yeah. That's all really cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so we got some good stuff
here. Kubla Khan, dude, they're just literally putting every one of my favorite. So they put for every band I absolutely love and is in my top 10 favorite bands, they just put 12 bands I've never heard of that are really bad or not necessarily really bad.
But still, there's enough good bands to for sure go.
Yeah, totally. I don't give a shit. Less Than Jake sold.
Hold up, Knock Loose is on there and Harm's Way.
Well, no, time out. Yes, they are on, but they aren't on this date. So Knock Loose is going to be there for Chicago the day after.
Yeah.
The day before, the Saturday. So Shakopee's going to be on Sunday, July 22nd. And Knock Loose is not going to be on there. I wish they were.
Yeah, So I saw Knock Loose at Underground Rock Shop, and basically ever since then, I don't need to see them after that.
Oh, God.
It was in it was the best possible environment.
Wait, Knock Loose at where?
underground rock shop.
When?
It was right before they blew up. It was before they released their full length, but they had their
Laugh
EP
tracks.
or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
That's when I started listening to them. I remember
And it was so fucking tight. It was sold out. It's like, how big is that venue? Like 200 by, like not even 200 feet. Like
you could probably fit 100 bodies in there.
Yeah.
There was 100 bodies in there. And
Wait, I didn't know this, dude, because we ended up we saw them open for Every Time I Die last year, February 27, 2016.
Yeah, Laugh Tracks had been in full swing by then.
I didn't know you had seen them underground.
Oh my god. It was the best hardcore show, far and away, by a lot. If you've ever seen the movie Fight Club, that's what it was.
Wow.
I wish I had videos of that, because it was just such a packed environment, and like everyone was violent.
Dude, I remember that lineup because I remember that's the first time I heard of him, and I remember that's why I started listening to him. They had that one EP with like the dog.
Dude, I forget what that's called, but it's my favorite hardcore album. I don't know. I should know that.
Very good.
So yeah, carrying on with the Warped Tour lineup here, we got Every Time I Die. Like I said, I predicted this. Like as soon as I heard this was gonna be the last Warped Tour, I knew 100% Every Time I Die was gonna play, because Every Time I Die is tied with Less Than Jake for most times playing Warped Tour.
Okay.
Nice.
So overall though, guys, Warped Tour is they've kind of like gotten a shitty reputation now. And like over the last like 5 years, I'd say, especially, where like you'll hear rumors of like bands like taking advantage of like women at every date or something. You know, like you'll hear like these things, and it's like actually like legit. And another thing too is people have been criticizing Kevin Lyman and the whole Warped Tour crew for not having female-led artists. And if you take all the male-led artists, so we're talking Every Time I Die is included in that list, they literally have 3 people playing. Three bands.
I mean, look at the percentage of punk bands led by females. That's probably representative of like even underground shit punk bands that are playing like 77 punk. Like it's probably 3% or whatever you said. Like it's probably just really like not. Like girls don't do it, you know. Like they might want to, but it doesn't happen.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a point. Nick, what do you think about that?
I don't really know. I'm trying to even think of how many like female legends.
Yeah. I'm just like sitting over here like
I know like I can name like 5. Like,
exactly. Like you said,
maybe right? Like Paramore's the biggest.
Yeah, exactly. Like probably 5 bands. Athenos.
And then. Who else? Code Orange, like...
Yeah. She's not even... It's not really led, but yeah, she's definitely a monster in there.
Yeah, there's few and far between.
Hey Monday, they used to be a band.
I don't know that.
I'm just like literally trying... You're right, Trey. Like, what female-led punk bands are there? Like,
Paramore is the only AAA female-led
AAA, yeah.
So. Of the whole scene, it's a very small percentage for sure.
So, guys, kicking off of that line of thought, we got on the flip side, 8035. All 3 headliners are female-led. Like, how do you feel about that? That's actually really tight.
I mean, it's good. It's good shit. Phantogram kills it. So
oh my god, dude! Hold on, we'll get into Phantogram playing. But real quick, let's keep with the thing.
Was that like a mass ejaculation that just happened? Everyone's like,
Dude, you have no idea. Phantogram means so much to me. They're up there with like Vampire Weekend for like bands that like pulled me out of my like weird depression, crescent shaped depression.
I'm gonna have to give Vampire Weekend a chance. I've never like the name to me is enough to like just turn me off.
Totally,
like, giving it a chance. But like I definitely want to at this point if you like them that much.
Oh man, so like the album Contra is unbelievable.
Contra, all right, I'll put that in my.
So it definitely takes. It's not for everyone. You have to really be into indie music. It's like as indie can get. Like
sure. So like pumped up kick status, like.
Well, way more than that.
It can more indie than pumped up kicks. Holy mother of Jesus!
I grew like a huge love. I've told this story many times, but like I grew a huge love for indie music from working at like PacSun because that's like all they would play, and they played basically that whole album Contra during the time that the year I was working there. So I really like grew to love them too. But it's gonna be, I don't know, 80-35 is gonna be tight.
80-35 is gonna be tight. July 7th and 8th, I believe. And here in Des Moines, Iowa, we got Kesha headlining. That's really tight. We got Phantogram though. So I'm assuming Kesha's gonna headline Saturday. Phantogram's gonna headline Friday, and then we got Courtney Barnett, which is an Australian pop star, essentially. Like, I mean, she's not like pop, but she's more like indie alternative, you know, like Pitchfork darling kind of thing.
I love our brothers from down under. So.
But she's awesome. But also we got, so not only Phantogram is like super important to me. I know Nick loves Phantogram. I know you love Phantogram.
Yeah, I love Phantogram.
Yeah, but Atmosphere.
I know, I love
Holy
Atmosphere.
shit. Last time I saw Atmosphere was at Somerset 2016, I believe.
Yep.
Man. So I can't even speak about how awesome it was because I was busy buying a 10-butt tapestry. But I know it like was the most insane, one of the most insane like shows that you've ever seen, right, Nick?
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't been going through.
Get a little personal here. Yeah, get a little personal. Come on.
So my grandmother had just passed away earlier that year, and they just played this one song that really struck a chord for me about him losing a family member, and I just got like super emotional. I don't know. I've just always loved Atmosphere a lot, and this will be like the 6th time I've seen him. So super excited.
Didn't he like start emo rap basically? Like, I mean,
his shit goes way back, like late 80s, early 90s. Like, he's been doing it for a long time, and he's never really been huge. Like Rhymesayers, if you know anything about like underground rap, you know Rhymesayers, but he's never. He
really paved the way for like Logic. He paved the way for like all these rappers coming
absolutely, because like you were talking about the guy who passed away the last time.
Idea?
No, it was the overdose kid, the one that took too much Xanax and they were like playing with his dead body and shit. Lil Peep. Like, none of that shit would exist unless like there had been somebody that was like. And honestly, it's funny because that didn't even take off for like 10 years, you know? Because like if you look at like the rappers between that period, it was like not emo, you know? It was a lot of people trying to be gangster still, and
and Atmosphere's just so awesome too because all of his songs like aren't your normal like bitches and drugs type of shit. He always like almost every song he always has like a story to tell that unfolds throughout the song. It's, I don't know, I've always had a huge love for him.
I know one Atmosphere lyric, and it's, "You would respect the dick whether or not you believe in it." So I mean, very deep for me.
It doesn't take much, and that's fucked up. Yeah,
it strikes home for me there in that lyric anyway. But
and he was actually, the way I found out about Atmosphere is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. He was
sure.
Yeah, he was.
What song was that?
That song, Modern Man's Hustle, I think.
So that must have been like Underground 2?
Yeah, early.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, but because I am obsessed with Tony Hawk soundtracks. I think I've talked about this I've been on under 10 podcasts, and I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack has come up
almost every
5+ times.
Man,
I mean, that's what we should do. Is we should focus, get more niche, only talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack. I think that would be that'd be valuable.
That's where we find our calling.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So the first time I played Tony Hawk Underground 2.
Okay.
I was like, holy shit. So not only obviously Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1, 2 on PS1, 3 on PS2, I believe.
I played that one on GameCube
I played Thug on GameCube. Thug 1 and 2 on GameCube.
I played them on N64.
Okay.
The only one I played on N64 was 2.
It's 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really? So I'm associating Tony Hawk Pro Skater with Sony. PlayStation.
No, it wasn't released until years after for 64.
Okay,
it was probably irrelevant by the time it was released.
Right.
You know? But they had a yellow cartridge, so props to them.
What? No way.
Okay. Yellow cartridge.
That DK64 yellow? Or
exactly that. So I've got a good N64 collection going, and if I want to play Tony Hawk or DK, easy pickings. Easy pickings, because I don't have the names.
I always loved the colored cartridges. The green ones, the blue ones were always so sick.
I don't even own a TV that can play
gold Pokemon Snap.
Oh yeah, Pokemon Stadium 2 was
gold,
half gold, half silver.
Yeah, dude.
And then the one I was talking about was Majora's Mask was all gold.
Yep.
And I had a gold controller and everything.
Nice.
Wait, so Pokemon Stadium 2 was half gold, half silver.
Yeah.
I think I have it. I don't recall it being like that.
Well, mine is.
Special edition over here.
Well, because they had Ocarina of Time as a gold cartridge too, but mine's like gray. So
Damn.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Dude, 64. So like, I don't even have a TV that can play a 64 right
really no.
Well, because
input?
they don't have. Yeah, they don't have like the AV composite.
It's all HDMI now.
Exactly.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be something.
This TV here in the studio, we're in Studio EZPZ right now. You know what I'm saying? But this TV doesn't have any of the composite cable like plug-ins, and neither does the new TV I just bought out in the living room. So like, I have to get like a standard definition TV in order to like play 64.
There's nothing to like convert. Like
there probably is something.
I assume there should be.
I would be willing to bet any amount of money there is. Yeah,
for sure.
So no, that's definitely a problem today's.
So
age.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely a problem here. But rounding out 8035, we got car seat headrest.
Don't know.
Yeah.
So car seat headrest, Nick, can you talk to that?
I actually just started listening to him once I saw him on the line.
Okay.
But I guess he got really big through Bandcamp. If you're familiar with Bandcamp at all. I had like a huge Bandcamp kick in like the early 2010s where I just bought so much music on Bandcamp. And a lot of those artists ended up getting bigger. But yeah, he got really big through Bandcamp, and I guess that's how he's blown up.
Wait, so you buy music through Bandcamp now? Because it used to be just like, okay.
Yeah.
You can totally like stream stuff, but then you can only like stream. Like you can't like play it.
You can download it if you donate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or there's a lot of free like downloads back then too. I don't know if there still is. But
Sure.
What I like about Bandcamp is that you can. A lot of the times, like artists will pay what you want. So like you could literally pay like I think like the lowest is like $1 or whatever.
Yeah.
But like for a full album, so I used to do that all of the time, and like I would pay like most of the time I pay like $5 or $10 for an album.
For sure.
If they have like a 15-song album, like I'll just pay like $5 or $10 like to support the artist, but.
Doesn't La Dispute like put their like discography?
So every Christmas, thank you for saying that. La Dispute puts their entire discography, pay what you want, every Christmas, and then they donate it to like like a charity like close to like where they live or whatever. So I think they're from Michigan, so like they usually like donate it all to like a charity out there.
I think that's how it should be. Like so like you have 16-year-old kids that like have access to $1, you know, but then you have like adults that are like, well, this music means a lot to me, so I'm going to donate $100 to you. And it's kind of like the law of averages for that, where you have people with jobs that can like kind of carry the weight of younger people, you know? And I think that that's like a really cool way to like distribute music in like a good way, a fair way. So But
yeah, I totally agree.
Because like when I was a kid, like when you got a CD, you were rocking that CD until it got so scratched that you couldn't listen to it, and then you were probably still buying another copy of the CD because you loved that CD so much that you couldn't be without it. But
I was in that same boat. My first ever job was mowing lawns on my street, and I would save that money and buy CDs with it. And my first ever CD was a fucking Puddle of Mud CD.
Oh, dude, hell yeah!
Ew, yes!
Dude, they're puddling. They're touring.
They're puddling.
They're touring again soon. I was like,
that's like kind of the opposite of puddling. Like puddling, they're just kind of like sitting in one spot, chilling.
Well, I was surprised. I was like, man, you still like butt rock is still a thing.
Puddle of mud raining down on the U.S. But
so Trey, tell us about your first CD.
My first
Nick
CD
just like told us that was Puddle of Mud. So like, what do you got for us?
So like the first CD I remember
actually purchasing.
Sure, purchasing myself. So I remember, I don't remember if I purchased this, but my buddy, the Backstreet Boys, the one where they're all leaning up in the alleyway, that was like the first CD that I drove into the ground. The second CD that I think I actually got the money for and purchased myself was the Space Jam soundtrack.
Oh.
Which had a countless number of hits, including R. Kelly. We had, that's actually the only person I'm remembering on the whole thing. This is R. Kelly, Dave Matthews Band, because that was like I Believe I Can Fly, right? Or was that R. Kelly?
That's R. Kelly.
Then there's another flying song by Dave Matthews Band on there. Yeah. But anyway, like...
I actually really enjoy Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah. No. Give the dude
I
some
never
props.
really, like, listen to him, but every time I hear one of those songs, I'm like, who the fuck is this? Oh, it's Dave Matthews. All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're white and you don't like Dave Matthews, you're kind of just, like, being untrue to yourself.
Hold up. I wanted to tie something back to... Warped Tour again real quick, because Motionless and White is on Warped.
Yeah.
Actually just happened with them.
Yeah. Thank you, Nick. So Motionless and White and Every Time I Die on Warped, obviously every time I die, like I said. They were supposed to play at Seven Flags on Tuesday. And
this Tuesday?
Yeah, this last Tuesday.
Oh, that's why you're freaking out. So you purchased a ticket and shit.
Yeah, so I bought tickets for me and Clem. Costa, you've heard him on the podcast before, everybody. Lemonhead's playing at home. We were supposed to go for his birthday, and I was supposed to let him experience Every Time I Die. It was gonna be the best thing ever. And this is the 19th time that would have been the 19th time I've seen him.
Damn.
And I was super stoked. It was gonna be at Seven Flags, the biggest venue would have ever seen Every Time I Die. Let me think. I think People's Court would have been the biggest before that. So 1,200 people. Sold out. So 3,000 cap room. Every Time I Die, throwing down. I was so stoked. Gets canceled. Yeah. The show gets canceled literally Monday.
Oh.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's so effed up, dude.
That's weird. Did we ever get
pretty
a
short
why?
notice.
Actually, yeah. Thank you for saying that, Nick. The reason that Seven Flags said to somebody privately on Facebook private message, Messenger or whatever, they said, don't say this, don't repost this or screen cap this, but the show got canceled because the promoter, the low ticket sales.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
I mean,
So
that's a kind of show I would not buy tickets for ahead of time, and if someone was like, hey, I've got an extra ticket, I would go to. Or if everyone was going and I'm I'm bored this weekend, I would go, or it's a Tuesday, but same difference.
Right. So Motionless and White is humongous everywhere but Iowa. They're huge, dude. They have 2 million Facebook followers or likes or whatever. They're huge everywhere.
I just hate all chugging bands like that.
Yeah, dude, exactly. They're like chug-a-thon.
It's dude, how many fucking albums can you make that are just chug chun 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 chun?
Oh, but you have
a little synth on above it. Is that a synth band? A synth chug band?
Maybe.
That's
I don't know.
I'm throw in some electronic.
Yeah, right.
Bands are doing that now.
Ugh, it makes me want to vomit, dude.
Damn.
Yikes.
I actually know it's really crazy that I saw them open for Every Time I Die almost 10 years ago now.
Don't they dress as vampires too?
Yeah, well, I mean, so the lead
They have
singer.
a weird emo thing going on.
Yeah, the lead singer's a little bit.
My Chemical Romance circa 2001 status.
So,
I mean, we're looking at the tour poster here.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, we've literally got 5 vampires. Wait, no, we got 4 vampires and 1 dude with a fade.
that is actually really weird.
No, it's a skeleton man, dread girl looking dude, fucking a guy that looks like a girl, fucking a guy that looks like Professor Snape.
The bad guy in every movie ever on the right there.
Yeah, that looks like Professor Snape to me, dude. It's straight up.
So
he's even wearing the uniform.
What I love about Every Time I Die though is that they will tour with everybody, any and everyone. So they brought on. Sorry if you heard that, listeners playing at home. But they brought on Knocked Loose. For instance, just a year ago, they brought on a band that was they knew, that's what's awesome too, is they know somebody's about to blow up. They've done this countless times. Yeah. Yes.
So that keeps them relevant by keeping relevant new bands on their
They're
tours.
super intelligent at how they book their tours and stuff. So
I agree.
One of my first few times seeing them was for Bring Me the Horizon.
Sure.
The Bring Me the Horizon opened for Every Time I Die.
Do you know what year?
2009.
Yeah.
So I saw them at what's that venue? The Myth in Minneapolis-ish area, and I had just gone there again, my second time ever, to see R.L. Grime last year. But dude. Or R.L. Grime. What the hell am I saying?
I don't know.
Wait, it was R.L. Grime.
Some grimy guy, I don't know.
Anyway, though, it was on their tour that just followed Warped Tour. So actually it was 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Holy shit. It's been 10 years since that show, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That's crazy.
But they threw
So
that.
that's when Bring Me the Horizon was really on the
Exactly,
up.
yeah. Sorry, yeah. That's what I was
That's when they were like way heavier.
Yeah, so Bring Me the Horizon was looping around on that. They were riding that Suicide Season.
That was a good
Bump.
album.
I just listened to that album again. It's still legit.
Yeah, there's some cringy moments, like
Dude,
the song about vampires or whatever that like made me cringe so hard. But like, I'll go back and listen to that album randomly and be like, holy shit, the guitars in this are just like the perfect level of like getting tech and then still just being just like simple, cool riffs, you know.
The lyrics aren't that bad. Like,
No, I'm just saying, like, in particular, that cringy moment, like,
For
about
sure.
vampires.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
What is it? Like, we are vampires and we run the fucking night. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, let's,
Yeah.
And
Did you
then,
guys ever get into their previous two albums?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Pray for Plagues,
Dude,
motherfucker.
That was like one of the, at the time, the heaviest thing I'd ever heard in my life.
Oh my god, dude.
yeah, that was like the death metal,
Dude.
like, when death metal was super relevant, super popular.
so-
Like, I don't know what happened to that.
They're
Like, because death metal is way better than hardcore. I don't know why that's relevant now.
And that's like a great...
Man, I don't know. I think I like hardcore more than death metal. Like, I can't get into like that. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, like the pig squealing and stuff. I can't.
That's
Well, I
That's
like
a different
shit
story.
like Oceana and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but I like it when it's a good mix, where it's like, I don't even know what to consider.
sure
but they still have the
metallic
breakdowns.
hardcore. That's like
Yeah.
what Knocked Loose is, in my opinion. Like,
So
bands like
metallic-
After the Burial kind of like hit some hardcore elements, but
Yeah.
shredded.
Veil of Maya,
Veil of
Veil
Maya,
of Maya.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say, dude. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm an old fogey that listens to like old music,
The
you know,
old
10
ones, yeah.
10-year-old music.
Like Unbreakable and
because-
shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
Right on. Yeah, so the tour the show gets canceled here in Iowa. It's the only show in the entire tour that gets canceled. Something else to note: every single show before Clive, Iowa at Seven Flags. I hate you, Seven Flags. Was either sold out or it looked like it was sold out, according to like Jordan Buckley, Every Time I Die's guitarist. So the show gets canceled. Yeah, I mean, like. And the way to get my tickets refunded, because I bought tickets ahead of time. I didn't buy them online. I bought physical tickets. I walked in. I was like, because they didn't want to pay fees, dude. $7-8 in fees each.
True.
And it was just me and Clem. For his birthday, I got these tickets. Like I said, I had to go back to the venue, get my money back. I used my entire like lunch break to do this. And I walk in during their hours. And the lady's just like not even there. I'm like, I'm like knocking on the door like super loud, knocking again, and then eventually I'm just like, hello. I'm like yelling. And the entire venue is like echoing and shit.
Weird.
Dude. And she finally comes down, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what? Were you like smoking weed in the back or what? Like,
Yeah. That
what were
seems
you doing?
Yeah, no, masturbating probably. Heavy leaning towards masturbating on that one, but you know.
She gives me my money back, but I swear, like, she probably didn't. Like, I don't think she gave me all of the money. You know, like, she gave me 56. I swear it was 58. And now that it's a big deal for like an extra $1, but like, she only gave me $56.
Yeah. One last thing to like cap this off. Ice Nine Kills. I was scrolling through the Facebook, and because the show got canceled, they went to an AMC theater in Southridge.
Yeah.
And they set up their merch table and they did a meet and greet, and they were gonna like watch a movie with the fans since the show got canceled.
Yeah.
So I thought that was sick.
Yeah, Ice Nine Kills. Are they kind of like a rap metal thing, or
I don't know.
I've never really. Yeah, I've seen them live at least once, opening for Every Time I Die. Like legit.
I remember someone recommending it to me, and I remember it being like butt rock or like rap rock or like something like that, like rap metal or something that I really was like, dude, I can't even believe you would listen to this shit. But like, you know.
I get them mixed up. Well, I did until I met Lydia. I got it mixed up with Trapped Under Ice all the time.
Oh yeah.
Just
Ice.
Trapped Under Ice is the coolest name for a band.
It really
and then
is.
like I hate that shit. Like, but I hate every music apparently.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, what do
After
you-
the Burial or Veil of Maya. I hate everything.
Please, Trey, tell us what you like.
Yeah, okay.
Tell us how you really feel.
Let me tell you what I like here. It's Blink 182 or rock. Get the book out.
It's a short list, folks.
Very, very short. Very,
No
very.
way, you like Phantographs? Though.
Yeah,
As long as that they're on your list, that's cool.
It's getting longer.
Yeah.
Some laser huck.
Yeah, so the show got canceled. That sucked. But we've got, this week was all about like music festivals. Like, and next week is going to be the same thing. We got, what's it called? Cosmic Kingdom Music Festival here in Des Moines. Lineup getting announced on March 8th. But this week,
soon too.
What's that?
5 and 5 should be soon too.
Yeah, so that's going to be mid or late March. I tweeted at the promoter or what's his name? Dan Green.
Dan, yeah.
Yeah, I tweeted at him. I was like, hey, when are these getting dropped? And he said late March for 5 and 5 Alive. But this week we got other lineups. Like I said, Warped Tour. We've already spoke to that. We got Pitchfork over here. So like, fellow Lemonhead, Madison has been to Pitchfork. She likes it a lot. Mm-hmm. She recommends it. I mean, like, she's actually a really big fan of it. Every year she talks about wanting to go back. Mm-hmm. This year would be the year to go for you and I, man. Tame Impala's a headliner here. I love Tame Impala.
Yeah, Tame's awesome. So Pitchfork has always like interested me. I've always kind of wanted to go. They do a lot of indie stuff. They do a lot of rap.
Childish Gambino played. We're talking Frank Ocean. We're talking. So I just got coffee delivered to me, probably because I sound a little bit messed up. Oh wait, we got coffee for everybody. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.
Wow, that's so nice of you. Don't let the cats in here. No, but
let the cat in.
Oops.
Yeah, dude, it's
all good.
Man, I've always dug Pitchfork, and I always like all their articles and stuff. Drum, he has that Broccoli song.
So yeah, do you like him? Like,
well, you know who he is, though, right?
Well, I like Dram's special from like on the Chance record, but like,
Japan aren't Japan Reds huge?
Humongous, yeah. Sandy, Alex G too. So yeah, Pitchfork is looking pretty stacked. But what I love about this music festival is that they put out like their best foot forward, because look at all these like unannounced artists. Like there's so many. Like it's insane.
All hidden by emojis and wingdings.
Yeah. So like even Saturday's like headliner is not even announced yet. Like crazy. So the music festival is July 20th to the 22nd. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday here in Union Park, Chicago. I would love to go. I don't think it's gonna happen because it's the same weekend as Warped Tour in Shakopee, Minnesota. Like I said, we're gonna be there for sure. Most of the Lemonheads. I would love for Trey to go.
What is that?
It's in Shakopee, Minnesota on July 22nd. That's Sunday.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So you could probably go. Yeah. Because like you
usually my weekend starts on Sunday. So I'll definitely be down. That sounds fun.
There's enough type bands to for sure check it out.
So
I'll just hang out the rest of the time, like make fun of them, like Ice Nine Kills, bitch. that's are they on Warped Tour as well?
Probably.
Yeah, I kind of thought I think I saw that on the list, and because I was gonna make fun of them sooner. But luckily, I got a second chance to call them rap metal.
Lineup that you're looking at now, all in orange. I know none of those bands.
Yeah, I literally know none of them that are playing on the Owly.fm stage here at Warped. So we're listeners playing at home. We're like looking at these like
Trash
bands.
Boat. Trash Boat has a really fucking good album where they have what's his name, Soupy Campbell from Wonder Years do a stand-in, like a little.
He's
a
featured
verse or whatever, and that album, like the whole album, kind of sounds like a lot of the songs kind of repeat or like kind of sound the same. But then the single with Soupy on it, oh my god! I'm like, this band is so fucking good.
Really?
Yeah. Trash Boat is really good. I would recommend that to the pop punkers.
All right,
but it's the new style of kind of like hardcore-y, like where he's kind of it's like really fast and yelly.
Sure.
Kind of old title fight style.
Okay. I can get down on that.
So I've been listening to Title Fight again this week for like 900 times.
Me too.
But like, dude, I literally listened yesterday. Their entire like.
Me too. It was yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
No. I started on Shed, and then it like so Floral Green, Hyperview, and wrapped back around. I think it's the last thing you forget. Everything.
Dude,
at work, I didn't even care that it was not super work appropriate.
Man, I want to come into your Jimmy John's.
It doesn't happen very often. I usually listen to like the recommended shit, but then like Saturdays are really slow, so I'm just like,
really? They're slow?
Yeah, we have like a lot of businesses that are closed that we normally would deliver to or serve, but they're
that makes sense.
Yeah, like Ingersoll shit that's not really a lot open, I guess, except
right
for
on.
restaurants. But
I threw down. I was actually like singing and like dancing in like the living room, like throwing down, like legit like hardcore dancing. And then Lydia's mother walks in. She like looks at me. She's like, "What's going on? Are you okay?" Like
domestic violence.
Yeah. I'm like sitting there like punching the air, like shadow boxing. And she like walks in. And I was like, "Ooh."
That's hilarious.
So like I actually like looked at her. I kept doing my thing. I kept swinging my arm, and then I realized, fuck it. Like this is one of my favorite bands. I got a tattoo for this band. Let's go. And
Then Cindy got in on it. It was just a full on.
Yeah, so listen to the Title Fight, motherfuckers. They have an amazing acoustic.
Yeah.
They played inside of a record store in not Canterbury, like London, but like in Europe, in somewhere in the United Kingdom.
That's a band I've never heard play acoustic that I would think that they would actually kill it acoustic.
Dude,
My God, dude, Jamie Roden is unbelievable on this like first act, like piece of shit guitar.
Yeah,
He's just unreal, ripping it.
That sounds tight, dude. Like, because like Story So Far, I thought would be like a great acoustic band, and they kind of are dog shit. Like.
So, talk about a band that let you down when you saw them live the first time. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Man.
The Story So Far let you down?
Oh my God.
I enjoyed them when I saw them at, when we went to work.
Yeah, they all
killed it at Woolies.
Good.
Like, they dominated Woolies.
They sounded good, but he literally just stood in front of the mic. Like it's a hardcore, like not hardcore. It's like a power punk band.
Yeah.
Like
they're like they're trying to like be less that though. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to not act like they're that. Like but
listen to the lyrics. Like they're like
they're delusions of grandeur for sure. Like
exactly. They're like power punks, like fucking a mirror.
Well, like, because it's like 13-year-old girls like act like that's their entire fucking life. And so that when certain people like say that kind of shit to you, it gives you like a certain image of yourself.
Yeah.
Like for example, like I have like 2 people like on my Twitch that just talk me up so hard, and there'll be times where I kind of just ignore the bad shit that's going on because these people are like, this means so much to me, blah blah blah.
That's what it should be. Yeah.
But it's not everyone, you know. You have to remember that those 2 people aren't everyone, right? You know.
So I mean, I do love that band still. Like,
yeah, me too. So good. Under the Soil and Earth is
fucking
like
that record
really changed like, pop punk for me like a lot. Like I don't know, I feel like it changed this whole scene a lot too. Like.
I definitely don't hate the band. I'm just saying, like, when I saw them live, I've seen them live multiple times. Warped Tour, he was way different. He was going around, he was going crazy, he had tons of energy. And then I see him at Woolies. And
so
he's
he
just
had
like,
the mic stand. Because he was trying to, like, pull something else. You know what I mean? Right. He's, like, trying to, like, be like, we're like an acoustic. You know, like, they only played, like, a couple acoustic songs that time, or at least, like, the quiet, slow ballad songs.
So, like, if he was opening for Bayside, I'd understand it. But, like,
sure.
They were headlining. Woolies.
Yeah.
You gotta, like, give me some energy.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think that it's Iowa, and a lot of bands are like, this is Iowa.
I mean, and you don't know, like, how long he had been, like, how many days straight he'd been working.
Yeah, he could have been grinding 6 months straight, and that was the end of it. You know, I don't know.
I love your empathy up in here, guys. That's actually really good to, like, have. Like, just... Yeah, be understanding. These people are touring like 60 dates in a row. Like, they're probably not gonna have like the best time every single time. So, just piggybacking off of that, guys. So we have Warped Tour.
Dude.
We have Pitchfork. We have 8035. All these music festivals are getting announced next week. Like we said, Cosmic Music Festival. This week we also got I think it's the 10th. Anniversary or 12th anniversary or 25th? Oh no. Okay, 10th or 12th anniversary for Soundset here in Minnesota. Soundset is looking very, very stacked.
Dude,
oh my god. DJ Jazzy Jeff still exists, dude.
Man.
I've never heard that guy, but I watched this movie High Fidelity that's like an 80s and late 90s movie or like mid 90s movie. And they reference DJ Jazzy Jeff, so he's been at it for a while at least. Jaden Smith, what the fuck is going on here?
So, listeners playing at home, Soundset is popping off in Minnesota on 5/27/18, which is a Sunday, I believe.
Dude.
In Minnesota State Fairgrounds, Memorial Weekend, all ages was really cool.
This is...
The headliners here, we got Logic, Migos, Atmosphere for the top 3. We got Erykah Badu. I love her. She's a badass bitch. Tyler, the Creator, Russ, Wu-Tang Clan, 25th anniversary of Enter the Wu-Tang,
I've heard
36
there's
Chambers.
nothing to fuck with, I've heard.
Yeah, I heard the same.
Brock motherfucking Hampton.
Man, Brockhampton. Nick's been on a Brockhampton train up in here, listening to Saturation 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
Is he a rapper as well?
It's
Actually, it's
like a gang of rappers.
It's a group of like 13 kids. And they all do this like huge rap thing.
They're all named Brock.
Yeah, kind of like Odd Future was back in the day.
Sort of.
Exactly,
yeah.
dude.
Sort of,
That's exactly what Nick introduced me to them as, like the new Odd Future. Odd Future 2.0. Yeah. Dude, that's
they put out 3 different albums last year. And they're all really fucking good. They're like a very like forward-thinking group of kids. Like one of the kids is gay and he like just raps about me, like that's not something you really hear about in the rap scene.
oh
like,
man,
Yeah, no.
It was like for
Homophobia
20
is
years it
rampant.
was all about like F-word this, F-word
Well, that honestly
you know?
gives me goosebumps that a band like that could be like
Man.
on a tour like this and
Dude,
like be
man.
spreading a message like that
Yeah.
and doing well. Like
Dude,
that's like such a good sign for the future and like new
it really
generation.
Is. Yeah, dude.
Man,
Yeah.
Soundset is looking to be the Midwest like best hip hop festival ever. I mean, I've never even heard about it, and it's been around for over 10 years.
Dude.
So
I've never seen Wu-Tang, and I'm gonna die if I don't see Wu-Tang. So I have to see.
Paper Tiger, there's some good shit on there, dude. Like for real.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of good shit.
yeah,
Just-
they're doing hip hop well here in the Midwest. It's really interesting too. Like Logic is blown up with the Grammy performance he had with his Suicide Hotline song or whatever. Like that song was nominated for a Grammy or whatever. And then he performed it, and then like everyone freaked out about him. Like Beyonce was tweeting about him. You know, like
Yeah, totally. That's like so good.
That's how you know you made it.
insane. Like that's how you know you made it, right? Like
Young Ma, actually, she's a female rapper. She's badass.
Yeah?
Louise showed me her. She's crazy.
yeah, it's pretty stacked. They also got Midwest B-Boys, which is really tight. Over like the last few months, I've been following B-Boys on Instagram. It's pretty tight. Do you know what that is, Trey? So B-Boy is somebody that is a breakdancer, essentially, like a breakdancer, and throwing down like crazy. So they got that. That's gonna be really tight with freestyles and stuff.
That's so cool. They have a little experience section that's like non-music shit that's going on during the thing, and I think that's
A car show.
really
Custom car show.
Dude.
That's so sick. I think just to break up a long day like that, it's like, let's go check out the cars for 2 seconds.
Right.
My ears are ringing.
Dude,
like, you
look
know.
underneath that skateboard showdown.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
That's
Like
sick.
it's like so tight.
This
like,
would be a really tight like.
yeah, breakdancing,
Weekend.
skateboarding.
Dude.
I guess we'll look at the Lamborghinis. Why not? Like,
This is like my favorite thing I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
this is sick.
So yeah, Lydia introduced me to this week. So let me preface. She said, "Hey, have you seen that new hip hop or that hip hop like music festival happening?" No. Is Kendrick Lamar headlining? And I don't give a fuck. And then I like look at the lineup. I'm like, holy shit! It's like legit stacked as fuck. Like Tyler, the Creator, is one of my favorite rap. We were talking about this in the pre-show conversation. We all love Tyler, the Creator, but we also love Earl. You know.
yeah,
like,
Odd Future, all of those dudes. Earl has like an interesting story. Have you ever heard his like? I'm not sure if I'm gonna tell it right, but like apparently he was in Odd Future when they were kids, you know, and they were like just starting their climb up. Then he got sent to like military school by his mom for hanging out with those dudes. And there was like this big movement, like free Earl, like get Earl out of military school.
Yep.
Nothing ever happened. He like lived like 4 years or however many years that was in military school. Got out, fucking drops like Hive and like all of that shit. Or what was the first one? I think it was Hive was the first thing he dropped when he got out.
It was that one album with
Chum. Was it Chum?
No, that was on the next album. Here, we'll boost it up for you. We keep talking about how, dude.
But it's just
the
like a
Free
really-
Earl movement was insane because it was like in conjunction with Free Wheezy or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah, so like they were like
I forgot about that.
they were going off of that, like the whole situation.
Yeah, no, I think that those guys are just like super duper smart, super duper hip.
Yeah. Dude, seeing Earl at Somerset was nuts.
Amazing, dude.
He
threw it down.
at Somerset.
See,
15?
2015, yeah.
that's interesting because his music's really kind of like D-beat, like kind of slow, like whoa.
Dude, it was like the heaviest bass of the whole time. Dude,
yeah, and he was like,
it blew my ears the fuck out.
And he was super.
Dude, yeah, that was the heaviest bass I've ever seen at any show ever.
It was like my body was physically.
My chest was vibrating. And it was an outdoor event. It was the most insane thing ever.
But was he popping off then too?
Oh,
like,
man.
He was going hard.
Lit, yeah.
He was going pretty hard, yeah.
I honestly thought he would be a boring performer.
No,
but
that's what I thought too, because like I didn't have a good enough appreciation for him before I saw him, because I always thought that like, oh, your lyrics are kind of depressing, like it's kind of you can be like
also homophobic. So we're looking at Earl here, like his first album. I think that's what you were talking about, Trey. So as soon as he comes back from military school, he's military school, military, whatever the hell it was. He releases Earl, and that is like the album I was like super insanely. That's actually like my introduction to Odd Future was this album. Yeah. So like I didn't listen to any mixtapes beforehand, anything else. I listened to Earl by Earl Sweatshirt, and man, the opening, it's just, there's like a lot of songs in here that are homophobic. Like legit.
He says the word faggot a lot. Like he sounds so good doing it.
Oh.
Homophobia has never sounded so tight.
Damn it, Trey.
I feel like he's grown though, because like his latest album, you don't hear any of that.
There's a song on here, listeners playing at home. There's a song on here called Rape. It's just backwards spelled rape. It's EPAR.
Vince Staples on that, and he's actually my favorite new rapper.
Dude, so we actually were fortunate enough last year at Electric Force to see Vince Staples.
I remember you guys talking. Lydia said it was boring.
No. Lydia, most people don't remember it, but because he was closing out like the first night, I think. Yeah. So Thursday night at Electric Forest, dude. Thursday night at Electric Forest, you might as well just not even play for closing out the night because no one's gonna remember anything. Like,
dude, people go too hard. People get sent to the emergency room before the first show.
Oh yeah. No, remember Wednesday night? Like
people were
Wednesday morning, people were getting sent to the emergency room. Yeah, that's Electric Forest in a nutshell. But so
go hard before you even hear any music.
Go hard before you go home, I guess.
The theme of this podcast, for sure, listeners playing at home, is these festival lineups are getting announced, right? Like,
I mean, it's that time of year,
right? Like, yeah.
We kind of started with talking about music. That's always going to be like the crux of the show, man. We love music.
Yeah, for sure. Nick, are we gonna go see a show soon? It's been a long time.
Just us?
Yeah. No, not just us. But I mean, just like, so this is a thing Nick and I did like a couple years ago. I was still in college actually, because I had a final due the next day. So Nick and I went and saw Title Fight in, what was it? Kansas?
Kansas, yeah.
Lawrence, Kansas. Oh man, that I actually really love the venue. It was the Bottleneck.
Bottleneck?
Yeah,
with
the Bottleneck.
what's that one band
that everyone loves now?
Weird hard band. That was like odd on that.
Power Trip,
yeah.
Power Trip. Fuck, they opened for Title Fight. How like legit? And then right after Title Fight releases Hyperview, like makes no sense. Like
it's like let's get this fucking aggressive punk band on here and fuck out.
Yeah,
they've always done that. They've always toured with harder bands for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their old shit was
the last thing you forget is insane. And I got a Sniper.
And I almost guarantee that when they performed that album live, that it was a little bit harder because like he hits this like really middle ground on that album with his voice. Yeah. And I feel like you either go lighter or harder with that because you're not going to hit that exact.
Because he still has those rough vocals through.
Who are you guys talking about? Ned?
Title Fight. Or the singer. Oh, wait. There's two singers.
Yeah. I forgot. So Ned, right?
The glass guy, right?
The glass.
He wears his glasses.
No, there's no glasses.
Dude, one of them wore glasses back in the day.
Oh, Jamie Roden.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right. Yeah, he wears glasses. Yeah. When I said no one wears glasses, I was thinking of only Ned Russin.
But honestly, their voices like on that album sound pretty similar because they're kind of yelling the whole time. Yeah. Like, I mean, like you can tell them apart, but like the first time I heard it, I thought it was one guy. Like,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
I did for a long time too. I did too.
Yeah. Well, the first time I saw them was at People's Court, 2009, opening for Newfound Glory.
Yeah.
They were 18 years old. They were like 16.
Wait, actually, yeah, that was the first time I saw them too.
Well, they had the older guy.
You were there?
I was there.
Wasn't it like Newfound Glory Bayside?
Yeah.
No. It might have been.
I think so. No, because that was the first time I ever saw
Like a fucking show.
But there's an older guy in that band because two of them are brothers.
Yeah, Ben Russin is the drummer. Ned Russin is the bassist and the vocalist. And then we got Jamie Roden on guitar. He's not rhythm guitar. He's actual lead guitar. And then we got Shane, who is rhythm guitar.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But that guy's isn't the bassist 4 years older, or is it 2 years?
So the drummer is 4 years older. And he's
the bassist is the younger brother?
Yeah.
I'm so confused, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what band I'm talking about anymore. Forget it. It's a wash.
Well, we've been talking about Title Fight a lot up in here. And I hope they're, so Hyperview's coming up on that 3-year anniversary. 3 years is a full album cycle, for sure. For any band out there, right? So I'm excited for 2018. Just like I've been saying this, I've been telling all my friends, as soon as Anthony Green goes on that 10-year Avalon tour, I'm buying tickets. As soon as he announces it. And so I actually tweeted him this week, and I was like, hey, Anthony, when are you going to announce that 10-year Avalon tour? And he's like, after this next circuit tour.
He literally saw that tweet. Yeah. And you're like, thanks for replying, dude. No,
yeah. Well, he's been following me for 10 years. No big deal. Yeah. You know what's really cool about him? He actually tweeted about it multiple times over the last few years. But people kept asking they would tweet out oh my god, Anthony Green's following me
Yeah.
And then he would be like, yeah, I follow everyone that says nice things about me.
I actually listened to Circus Survive yesterday, too.
Crazy!
No joke. Hitting all the notes this podcast.
Man. Yeah, you are.
I'm just obsessed with that song, Living Together. That's anytime I hear that song, I instantly drop what I'm doing and start pretending like I'm in that band. It's I only want to be in that band if I can play only that song.
Oh, man.
Man, that band. Circa. So, there's critics out there that will say, Circa. Anthony doesn't sound amazing live because he's throwing down so hard.
What's more important?
See, exactly, the energy he exudes, he throws down.
He definitely has the most energy of anyone I've ever seen. Well, maybe besides
the Chariot's lead singer Josh Scobie.
I was just gonna say, besides the Chariot.
They throw down so hard. They threw down so hard that he couldn't even sing any words.
Dude, I just remember him hanging from the rafters at.
Are you thinking of Let Live?
No.
Okay.
Because I saw him at the little venue.
I saw this YouTube
Vaudeville Muse.
Vaudeville, yeah. Hanging from up above and jumped down into the crowd.
The Chariot's fucking hilarious. I saw this video that they were playing a house show. Their show got canceled. A dude's like, hey, come to my house. Was not ready for it. There's couches and shit. They're throwing down for 10 seconds. They're there's not enough room in here. So they go to the roof, start playing on the roof of the fucking house.
Dude, what?
That's awesome.
Then you see them throwing their bass up and climbing the house.
God damn it!
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So there isn't another band where if someone says, I listen to the Chariot, I love the Chariot, there isn't another band like that where I'm just you and I are now friends. No, there isn't though. Dan, actually, funny story. So old co-host of the show, Dan Brown, one of the first few times we hung out together, he told me that he listened to the Chariot, and we were at a house party. Him and I just turned on. I think we were at a house party that had an Xbox. And we just turned on the Chariot on YouTube, and we were just sitting in front of the TV, screaming together. We actually got a picture. I searched for this picture 900 times, because I have it somewhere. But we have a picture snapped by us by a friend of the show, Taylor Sports. She snapped a picture of us screaming at the TV together, singing the Chariot. Man, there's no other band that you could say that if you say that you love the Chariot, we're instantly bonding.
What was the band that was like really fucking similar to the Chariot, but like equally popular?
Not Norma Jean, right?
Not Norma Jean, but they were really fucking heavy. Never mind, don't forget it. It's neither here nor there, but
yeah, it'll come to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Nick, I don't think you've ever even spoke about the Chariot. Did you ever listen to them?
I've seen them a couple of times. Yeah.
Man, they broke up on my birthday. How horrible is that, man?
R.I.P., dude. R.I.P.
August 16, 2013, they announced their breakup, and then they had a following tour. But like, I just started going back to college. Like, that's when I started going back to college. I missed that tour. I remember tweeting or probably Instagramming too about how I'm gonna go to the tour. I'm already making my playlist. And then I fucking missed it.
Yeah, that sucks.
It rips me apart. Because I love this. Have you listened to 68, Trey?
Yeah.
So that's Josh Scogan's new band. They've released 2 albums. It's solid, but like it's missing that like it's missing
rawness, probably.
Yes, exactly.
Everything nowadays, especially with hardcore and that stuff, is like really produced and like there's not.
I will say it's really raw.
You can't say 68 is super raw.
Super raw.
You would actually probably dig 68.
It's like they literally have a drummer and Josh Scogan. They don't even have like a bass line live.
Tight, dude. Yeah. It's actually
they have to like turn a computer on to turn on bass.
Okay,
it's actually really sick. Yeah, you would like them a lot. We'll have you listen to them after the show.
Yeah, you definitely gotta check them out.
I'll check out some 68, but I don't know how it could beat out 69. Like,
yeah, you're right. Like,
69 was taken, and that's the
they couldn't market it, you know. They were 69.
You just sell it 69, 69, 420, you win. It's such a wide appeal.
That's like my favorite cheat code ever. 69, 69, 420.
Missed opportunity.
If anyone ever wants to steal my cell phone, the password is 420 with like 3 zeros.
Just 420 forever.
Yeah, just like forever. Yeah, 5 ever.
Listeners, you've been listening to the first episode of EZPZ Podcast with each of us having our own mics.
Yeah, how do we sound?
This is going to be a bitch to edit, but I'm excited just to have this set up. Thank you guys. So Nick and Trey helped me troubleshoot some stuff, helped me set up the podcast. I really appreciate you guys not only being on the show, but like being willing to like invest some time into like helping out. So thank you so much.
No problem, dude. Happy to do it.
Yeah. So Nick, you've been making some art.
Yeah, I've been getting back.
You just finished my bookmark. I'm super stoked on. Trey, I don't know if you saw it.
It looks legit. Let me see.
Yeah, dude. He's like $8. I'm like, bitch, I'm paying you 10.
Good job.
So it has title fights. It has Law Dispute. It has Circuit Survive Every Time I Die on it. It's an awesome bookmark.
Is that watercolor?
Yeah, it is.
Tight.
Dude,
It's
really tight.
At all. Like, especially with watercolor, it just like melts onto the fucking shit.
I use these things called India inks. It's like, you know how like...
that's what we used to do stick and poke tattoos with.
Yeah.
Oh, right on. Tight.
Yeah, India.
So it's like already water diluted ink. So it's not like the clay watercolor you think of from like the old like kids books, you know?
Yeah.
It's like already like water diluted, like ready to paint. So it makes it a lot easier.
For sure.
So Nick's making art on Nick Gandy Art on Facebook. Go check out Nick Gandy Art. He's been posting a lot this week with the commission that he just had. So talk about that commission. Sick. Yeah, you've like mentioned it on the podcast, but I don't think you've ever actually like, explained. Excuse me. I don't think you've ever explained like what's going on with that.
Yeah. So my buddy has this thing. I trained him. He came on at Wells Fargo, and we just like instantly like got to know each other really well and like figured out we had a lot of like, cool shit in common. So he makes a children's book called Mega Chomp, and also
that's insane, dude. Like that's what I love about. Sorry to interrupt, Nick, but like just people creating shit, man.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I love being around Trey, because like he has a stream, he has like a Facebook page, he has like an Instagram that he's like publishing on.
Yep.
So cool to like that you have something at your work, dude.
Mm-hmm. And he also makes a comic book called Cowgirl Ninja. Mega Ninja Publishing on Facebook. Check him out. But he's making a new book. He does like, so this backstory behind it is he has like a bunch of nephews and nieces, and he created these little characters based on each of his nieces and nephews' personalities. Kind of like what you do with Striker, dude.
That's super cool. Yeah.
So anyway, so he's actually made a couple. He just like uses Kickstarters to back it and create it. So he's not like super well known yet, but he's getting out there in like the indie comic book scene. But he's creating a new one called Princess Warriors and Hildy the Evil Elf. And he like
Sounds so tight.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
So the commission I made was his character, all three of his characters. The little girl in the corner is Cowgirl Ninja, or Megachomp. The cowgirl is obviously Cowgirl Ninja, and then the elf is Hildy, the evil elf.
And he like bases these off of his nieces and nephews?
Yeah, that's how we got the idea for him. And then it just kind of blew up from there. But
after my nephew was born, I remember like talking to you about doing like some Calvin and Hobbes type thing.
Which I'm still totally down to do.
Oh yeah, you're yeah. So listeners playing at home, Trey just like showed us his Hobbes tattoo. Insane fan of Calvin and Hobbes, but yeah, I mean like just like creating like something that like can catalog. That's really cool. Yeah. I didn't know that was based off his nieces and nephews' personalities.
Yeah, and so the painting I made, which took for fucking ever, but that he's making prints of that, and when he already reached 50 backers pretty quick, but each backer is gonna get a print of that. So,
damn, dude.
Yeah, it's important to remember with shit like that even if he hasn't seen like huge returns on it now, it's just important to get like a backlog of shit like what we're doing here, like where these 60 episodes exist. Yeah. So when someone does genuinely enjoy this shit, they have so much. Yeah. So like with your art, so they like see one picture they love. Yep. Now on your Instagram, you have 200 pictures. Sure. They're like, holy shit, this guy's prolific as fuck. He must never sleep. But it turns out it's been like years in the making, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, so it's just important to remember that is not for nothing. Like but 50 backers is not nothing. So
that's insane. I didn't know that. Like,
you got it on the first day.
Man.
That's so sick.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, so Nick Andy art. We got Nick's Mix 11 that just came out. Next week, you'll be releasing 12, right? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. Man, you're mixing the shit. Was that a Nick's Mix that we were hearing, or is that a specific road trip mix you made for the Not Every Time I Die, Too Pure to Die show?
Yeah.
I made a special one just for the show.
Good mix. Good mix.
Yeah.
I was trying to hit some people's homes. I got through some links. I got through some...
I was sitting there just so stoned in the back that I couldn't even acknowledge music was playing.
Yeah, I mean, that show was pretty tight. We talked about it on the podcast already, but that show was the whole road trip home, like just being around some people that maybe we didn't want to be around. That's a thing that we did.
But that's where we've talked about it multiple times. Is music really like encapsulates the time and space? And you said you were listening to like hella City and Color after the road trip because we listened to it on the road trip home. Like all just like singing together. It's fun.
Yeah.
No, sing-alongs are like such a bonding thing. I remember I would used to have parties at my old house, and like someone like Lydia probably usually would like put on some like It Prevails or something like that, and everyone would just suddenly start singing. What the frick? When is the grocery?
Listeners playing at home. We got a note.
We got a couple notes. So to Nick, when is grocery store pickup? Shayna and Nick, the Gandhi.
It's from 12 to 1, so I'm good.
And then we have a separate note. Hold on. Okay, this one's more intense. Do you like us? ? Please circle Shayna, Lydia, Madison. Maybe, but you're drunk. So we have 3 options. So yes, no, maybe, but you're drunk. And we have to circle one option.
We got our first letter on the EZPZ podcast.
Big show.
Lydia says, do you like us?
Are you Nardwar?
So my sister's supposed to be here now, like 20 minutes ago, so we can go to Kansas City to get my dad a new car.
Okay.
Like randomly, my dad's he's been texting me for like 2 or 3 months now to find him a new Lincoln Town car. He wants a black Lincoln Town car with a black cloth roof. Okay, that's what he has to have. He's always had one, literally since I've been born.
So you're getting a commission on this, correct?
Yeah. No, what I'm getting is the okay to like borrow some money to like buy my own self a new car because like my car costs $2,000 to fix.
So you're just bailing on it then? It's over
I don't
for that
know,
guy?
Man.
Well, I mean, it's had a good run, but you've had.
I've had it for 7 years. Okay,
that's a long
it's a 2004 Mazda 3 hatchback for you listeners playing at home, but it has. And when I bought it, it had 112,000 miles on it. Kind of a lot. 2011, 112,000 miles for 7 years. That's kind of a lot. And then the engine blew up 2.5 years later. I took out a loan to get that fixed because that's like a $2,000 fix right there.
Right.
And I just had spent $6,000 a couple years prior, so I had to take out a loan to so I paid for it with cash, took out a loan to get the engine fixed. Are we gonna circle yes or no?
Yeah, yes, probably. We're gonna have to circle yes.
To be safe, we need to.
Maybe, but you're drunk. Let's circle 2. We'll circle yes, and maybe you're drunk.
Okay, cool.
But you're drunk.
We're not that drunk. We're not that drunk.
We're not drunk at all.
He's not. We just watched that Beer Fest. That's what. He's not that drunk.
You just watched Beer Fest?
He's not that drunk.
Why would you watch that movie?
That's what it's from.
I've actually never seen that movie, and I watch every stupid movie on the planet.
It's on Netflix. You'd like it.
Okay, Beer Fest.
This podcast has been all over the place.
Oh my god.
That's the funniest one.
But it's pretty tight. I'm glad to have all the mics up in here. So Trey, where can they find you? We already spoke about
you can find me totally.trey at Instagram.com and then totally _ Twitter.com and then what do we got? We got Twitch.tv/totallytrey and then we got
yes.
We also have there's this new one called My Cell Phone or My Direct Messages on what's it called? Facebook. So if you ever want to talk, just send me a text.
He has a shoulder to cry on. What are you twitching today?
It's called Done Greed. It's a side-scrolling 8-bit like looter game.
So did you throw it to your followers and stuff to pick Done Greed then?
No, that was one day I saw that it hadn't existed on the top games on Twitch. Then the next day it had 10,000 people watching.
What?
And I was at work. Yeah, and I was like, okay,
0
10,000.
to 10,000.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's take a look at what the game is because I hadn't seen it on the list. I'm like, oh, it's fucking 8-bit? Tight. I scroll down to see what the competition is looking like. There's 14 people streaming a game with 10,000 viewers. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm streaming tonight.
I'm gonna get it.
Holy shit!
Since then, it's now. I think today when I looked at it, it's 15,000 viewers, but the streamers have started showing up.
Sure.
That's so interesting. That obviously, if you're looking at those numbers, someone else is around the.
Everyone else is probably. Yeah, totally. That's what you're shooting for if you're being smart. So the stupid streamers go, I want to play Fortnite. It's the most views. I'm gonna go play Fortnite. And that's why you have 5,000 people streaming it. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So, they can find you at where?
Twitch.tv/totallytrey. That's really the only one that matters. So come say hello.
But if you're on the website, you have the podcast notes right there, and you can click on Trey's face, and you will be directed to twitch.tv/totallytrey. Right?
Yeah, totally. Cool. And actually, YouTube.
Yeah, totally.
Radio show voice.
Check out my YouTube too. I've got some funny shit on there, but there will be one coming this week of me eating a lemon for a little easy peasy.
Yeah, respect up in here,
dude. It was horrible.
Was it?
It was horrible.
Oh my god!
It was a whole lemon rind and all.
You don't want to watch the video because it's me gagging. It's I take the first bite and I'm I literally in my head I'm this isn't so bad, but by the fourth, so at the end
4 bites into a rind and all.
Yeah, so the end of it was just rind only, and by that point I'm just
oh god,
it's horrible.
Ew,
you probably cleaned out your entire system though.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the rinds are good scrubbers.
God damn it. You can find me at Sean S. Johnson on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, everything. Easy Peasy is TheEZPZ. TheEZPZ.com. Hopefully we hear you back on 68. We're coming back on 68 up in here.
Yeah,
we're on 69.
We need to get something going for 69.
So 69 is going. So 68 is going to be at the cabin.
Okay.
69 is going to be
the romance one.
Yeah. on
romance tips.
But it's going to be on St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So next week it's going to be Gail. Gail, your girlfriend. She's going to be on the podcast for the first time ever. And then we got on St. Patrick's Day we got Andrew. So we got some people up in here. We got some people booked.
Cool.
Yeah. So we got some good stuff out for you guys. Thank you so much for listening to us. This podcast has been all over the place, and we out.
You can find me on some places.
Yeah.